Good morning, JB.
Hey.
That's my good friend JB. He is the master backwater guy that I fish with all the time.
I crawl in the boat, I don't jump in.
We're just a couple of old guys that do what old guys do. We're going fishing.
Yeah.
Okay, so our hooks today, because I mean, if you look in here, I mean, this whole place is just covered in just stumps, logs, sunken. I mean, the whole bottom's just covered in it. Okay, so really hard to use a hook in here. I mean, unless you're just fishing under a float, making sure the bait does not hit the bottom. But if you fish it for shell cracker, that a lot of times that's not the best scenario. You want to be pretty near the bottom. So we're going to be using Mossy Head Bait Company's Weedless brim hooks. Okay, and this is a size number 4. And they also make we also make a cricket hook, which is a size 6. So I already got my hook tied up, and I think I demonstrate this just about every time I come out. But it's called ElastiGuard, and that's the reason why. That elastic band provides the torque to keep that thing together. It looks like that. But when a fish bites it, it just comes off real easy. JB's, yeah, there's this, JB's cork's going there. You see it going? He's just easing at it, easing at it. JB's gonna let him eat it this time. There he is. Oh, that's a good fish, good fish, good fish.
That's a shell cracker, I think.
Yeah.
I don't know. Oh, he's big enough to eat.
You know, when that water warms up, you know when it's cold, like when we're up north of Springs in the winter.
Yeah.
When that water warms up, man, these fish they're stronger. You know, they pull harder. All right, we'll go right back over there then. That's kind of where I've been catching them. Yeah, that's one right there. Oh, there he is. Yeah. Oh, this Weedless brim hook is doing the job today. That place out there is just full of stumps, stuff on the bottom. All right.
Ain't that something? At least I had the right suggestion.
That you did. All right. Go back over there. See if. So you got just a little bit of current that's coming out of there this way, and then it's swirling right out in there. So it's keeping my bait right in the kill zone. I think I got a little loop in my line there. It might have turned out to be a
10 after 6, you want to quit about 6:30?
Look at there.
Be
Yeah.
Time to get home.
Good afternoon, everybody. I'm Gil, Mossy Head Bait Company. I'm the owner and operator of Mossy Head Bait Company, and today I'm going to be showing y'all something that I think is going to excite a lot of you guys that go after panfish, you know, like brim, shellcracker, which is a red-eared sunfish, crappie, perch, you know, those sort of fish. There's a wide variety of them, like warmouth and so on and so forth. And what I'm going to be showing you today is we've developed a completely different kind of weedless hook. So we're making a weedless brim hook and a weedless cricket hook, which if you Google, you're just going to come up empty. I mean, they're just not out there. So knowing that, I've been working for over 3 years of trial and error trying to come up with something that is very useful and it works. I experimented a lot initially with trying to make a hook under the traditional type of hooks that you see all the time, you know, with a wire, you know, that's kind of bent over like that, then it hooks onto the barb, you got this big bow in the wire, and that's very typical of what you find if you Google weedless hooks. Things didn't work out trying to do it that way. I'm not a manufacturer, I don't have manufacturing equipment. So what I wanted to do is develop a hook that you could do it pretty much just with, you know, tools you have around the house. So that was kind of my objectives. So first I'm going to show you a 6/0 hook. Of course, that's not the brim hook, but because the brim hook and the cricket hook are so small, they're kind of hard to see on the camera sometimes. So what I did is I fabricated a facsimile using a 6/0 hook. So quickly, that's the hook. That's the 6/0 version of it right there. First thing you notice, the shaft of the hook is bent at an angle, and that's obviously is very deliberate, because what I want to happen is I want the point of the hook in direct line with the shaft. I mean the eye of the hook, and that gives you a direct line right there. And then what I did is I came up with a wire loop. When you put it in a loop, you get two strings of wire, and that forms the surface of the weed guard. And that bow and that wire is very deliberate. I hope y'all can see that. Very deliberate. Now, of course, just like the traditional wire hooks, you have to have some type of mechanism to keep the wire attached to the hook, you know, some type of force. And on traditional wire hooks, that's normally the wire itself, okay? The problem with that system is almost always the wire is way too much force that's needed. And that's one reason a lot of anglers don't like using those kind of wire hooks, because many times it will interfere with hooking the fish. So they kind of shy away with it unless they absolutely have to use it. I know tournament guys don't like them. You know, they just shy away from them. So I had all that in mind when I was developing my hook. So the thing that provides the force for mine is that elastic band. Okay, that's the force. Now that elastic band will stand up as long as you don't leave this hook tied to your line and in your boat exposed to the sun, you know, after you fish. You'll never have any trouble with that elastic band. So at the end of the day, you have to make sure you take all the bait off the hook, because the bait, when it starts decomposing, can affect that elastic band. So clean your hook and store it out of the sunlight, like in your tackle box, every day, and it'll hold up. So that elastic band is attached to the actual weed guard, and the way that works is it just goes right on the hook, just like that. Now, if you take a look, you'll notice when I bend that down, if you look right here on the edge right there, right on the point of the hook, When I bend that down, that exposes the point of that hook. Now I mashed it down a little bit far there, but as soon as that hook is exposed, you can hook the fish, okay? What normally happens when the fish comes up and grabs it, they hit it so hard it just comes right off. But if it's a real light bite, let's say the fish hasn't undone the weed guard and it's still in his mouth, the force of you pulling this out of his mouth is going to undo that weed guard, okay? But it's plenty tight enough that you can throw that out and work it in weeds, heavy cover, brush, grass, and it's gonna stay attached. It ain't coming off. It ain't coming off, okay? Now, there is a right way and a wrong way of hooking this up. Again, I pointed out that you have a bow up here. That bow has to be on the upside, so it's exposed. And that makes the wire guard just a little bit higher than the point of the hook. And that's what makes it weedless. Now, if it looks, I'm gonna deliberately put this on upside down. Now you can clearly see the point of the hook is exposed already. And that's not gonna be a weedless hook. So that's the wrong way. And that's the right way. Now, here's the actual size of our number 4 hook. That's it. And it works the very same way. You take the weed guard, it stretches out, you put it on, there's a little bit rise right there. Again, that's hard to see, and that's why I used the 6-aught demo. It still works on the same thing. Fish comes up, hits it, boom, it's off. And this, we have patented this weed guard, so it's patented by Mossy Head Bait Company. But anyway, I've been fishing with this for over a year now, and I'm just starting to develop my videos. And you're going to clearly see as you watch my videos that this weed guard, this Mossy Head Bait Company's Weedless Brim hook and Weedless Cricket hook is the deal. It's the real deal.